Hey everybody, it's time for another review, and this week we've got another collection of short horror stories. These ones are also from some very famous directors, but they run a bit longer than the 5-minute ones from the last review. So, without further ado, these are The Dark Tales of Japan. So there are 5 short stories on this DVD, and they include the directorial talents of Takashi Shimizu from The Grudge, Norio Tsuruta from Premonition, and Masayuki Ochiai from Infection. So that's really cool to be seeing these big-name directors working on these short stories. Now, how are the short horror stories themselves? Well, they're hit and miss. The first one is The Spider-Woman. I found this one to probably be the weakest of all of them. It's a bit slow, it's a bit boring. It's one set in more of like ancient Japan, while the rest of them are modern stories, and I think I just tend to enjoy the modern stories a bit better. But then we get into the other works, like the work by Norio Tsuruta is one called Crevices, and it's really short, it's about 10 minutes or so, about a man who goes into this apartment to check on the person that used to live there, and what he finds, a bunch of red tape, some very creepy scenes in that one. I love that one. I've watched that one many times. The one by Takashi Shimizu is The Blonde Kwaidan. It's set in America, actually, which is pretty interesting. A Japanese man goes there and gets involved in a somewhat interesting and confusing story of lust and romance, which was very interesting to watch. And the one from the Infection director is Presentment, and it actually includes a reference to the hospital in Infection, so that was kind of a neat little bit of fan service thrown in.
降りたかったんですね。え？下に行きたかったんですね。ええ。
This is another DVD that if you're a fan of the more traditional Japanese ghost stories, you're going to find a lot more to like here than if you're into a fan of perhaps Ichi the Killer or something that's far more sexual or far more violent, because this one's very light on the gore. This is nice for people that are also getting into Japanese horror. They don't really know where to start. These little short ones would probably be a nice little appetizer, especially if you like something like The Ring or The Grudge. You're going to like a lot of the stuff on here, I think. I think these were filmed for TV. The production values are not horrible on them, but certainly it does not look like a feature-length, big production film. The DVD comes to us from Genius Entertainment, and it's bare bones, to say the least. You've just got these little short films, and that's about it. I think I got the DVD for about $5 or $10. So, I mean, it was cheap, and you get what you pay for. Overall, I found for its value price and for the actual content, this was actually a very nice DVD purchase for me. Sure, the DVD is light on extras, and sure, it's nothing that's going to totally revolutionize the world of Japanese horror cinema, but it reminds me why I got into the genre in the first place. It reminds me of what I enjoy about the genre, and it's just a really nice classical ghost story. And it delivers in spades on that one. So, yeah, I think this is definitely a DVD worth checking out. So look for The Dark Tales of Japan. Tell them Swan sent you. And in the meantime, we'll see you next time. Could you imagine A Dark Tales of Japan being directed and starring the likes of David Bowie, George Michael, and Elton John? It would be amazing. Amazing.